A 9-year-old child was brought into my office for a scoliosis issue. He had a curvature of his spine, approximately 12 degrees was the scoliosis when we evaluated him. He had been to an orthopedic surgeon. His dad actually was an MD, and they were willing to try chiropractic for a period of time. As we did the initial intake and case history, we found that not only did he have scoliosis, but he also had seizure activities. Basically, they called it mild epilepsy, and any time in the summer, if he'd go out to do any activity, if it was over 80 degrees, whether it be run or bike or play, he would get very nauseous, get very dizzy, and he would have a mild seizure, and he could not continue. He'd have to be brought in the house and be kept in an air-conditioned, controlled environment. So we found this on the case history, but his parents, really not understanding the full scope of chiropractic, thought, well, you know, maybe we'll just, you know, we can take a look at the scoliosis. It's a structural issue, let's do that. They didn't even think of the other issue, and he had been on medication for the seizures. Like I said, he was 9 years old, probably for the last 5 or 6 years. That helped control some of the seizures, but still didn't allow him to function normally. So after about 2 months of care, we reevaluated him, and we evaluated him for the scoliosis, and I gave his parents a report, and the scoliosis had decreased to about 8 degrees. So his scoliosis was actually improving over the years. I also asked about his seizure activities and things like, you know, how were they doing, and was he getting better? Was he able to work outside more? And his mom said, well, no, we really haven't noticed a big change with that. And I said, well, look, we've just started making changes in his care. I would suggest giving me another couple of months at least of what we call reconstructive care to stabilize his scoliosis and see if we can help his nervous system improve. So he continued under care. And after about the 3rd month, his mom said this was now the 3rd month, ended up being in like June and July, that for the first time he had gone out to ride his bike. It was 85 degrees and he didn't have to come inside. And so I noticed a change in his objective symptoms, so I suggested to his parents that maybe you can try pulling him off some of his seizure medication and see how he responds. So he stayed under care, and within over the next 2 months during the summer, as they reduced his seizure medication, they also found out that he was no longer having the seizures. They also didn't tell me that he was having trouble focusing in school, and so he was able to go outside, he was able to run, he was able to jump, play 85, 90 degrees. It didn't seem to make a difference, and when September came around, he started to go to school, he had less issues with going to school. So he maintained himself under care. We maintained our reconstructive care. His scoliosis peaked at about a 6 to 8 degree curve. It stayed there, it stabilized, causing him no functional incapabilities. His seizure activities had stopped completely. He was able to go, run, and actually last time, and he stayed under care for many years, last time I heard he had graduated from Princeton. So obviously his focusing capabilities had improved somewhat, and he had never had to go back on any of the seizure medication. Scoliosis never progressed. He's actually over 6 feet tall now, and he's doing fine and healthy.